I love making you believe that what you get is what you see. But I'm so fake happy, I feel so fake happy. And I bet everybody here is just as insincere. We're all so fake happy, and I know fake happy.
I want to tell you guys a story that actually happened in my hometown, Greeley, Colorado. If you're watching this and you don't know where Greeley, Colorado is, it's a small town that's recently been expanding. It's located in northern Colorado. Greeley is known for what my mom says, the smell of money, which is a JBS meat plant or slaughterhouse for cows. So usually it smells in Greeley on the days that they're slaughtering cows. Even South Park mentions Greeley, Colorado in one of their episodes.
Jesus, this is a long drive. Are we in Hawaii yet?
Hawaii?
Yeah, that's where I requested to be sent.
Your foster home is here. Pretty much the exact opposite of Hawaii.
What? Greeley?
I decided to do this case because I was thinking of ideas. I wanted to do something from my hometown. Originally, I had thought that I wanted to do like top 5 cases from Greeley, Colorado. When I was doing my research, I started to read it and I started to remember the case from when I was younger. I felt like this case needed more than just a brief description and then move along to talk about a different case. So I decided to do just a whole video on it. This video is about Angie Zapata. According to Wikipedia, Zapata was born August 5th, 1989 in Brighton, Colorado. From an early age, Zapata was feminine and expressed attraction to boys. In middle school, Zapata revealed her female gender identity to close friends and family. She adopted the name Angie when pressing as a female, retaining the name Justin, or Just for short, in public. At the age of 16, Zapata started living as a full-time woman. Coming from around where Angie grew up, I could only imagine it was hard coming out at that time. Like I said, it was a small town. People weren't as accepting during that time, and I really do remember growing up to a lot of racism, a lot of like homophobic comments and stuff like that. I still see it to this day. I mean, it's not as bad as what it used to be, as the world is kind of being more accepting, especially being a transgender woman, because not a lot of people understood, or like I said, they just weren't accepting of it. And again, according to Wikipedia, Angie had 3 sisters and an older brother, Gonzalo. Zapata's family was supportive, although Angie's mother worried about her safety. Now I'm going to read you an interview that I got from westword.com. They did an interview with Angie's childhood friend, Raquel Camacho. I felt like the way she talks about her friend really painted a picture of how Angie actually was, what it was like growing up with her, being her friend, and also the struggles that she had faced. In first grade, he was Justin David Zapata was Raquel Camacho's funny, energetic friend, the one who got her a Barbie doll for her birthday and climbed trees with her in her backyard, the one who had a crush on the same boy that she did. We had 2 friendship rings, and I was like, let's drop our rings in front of him, and whomever he picks up first, that's who he likes, recalls Camacho, now 20. She remembers Justin as feminine, but in elementary school, that didn't really matter. It became a problem in Fort Lupton Middle School. By that time, Justin had told his friends that he liked boys. We started laughing because we were like, girl, you didn't even need to tell us that, Camacho says. Other kids weren't so understanding, and they whispered behind his back, especially after he started growing out his long black hair. Camacho remembers one time when they were at TJ's, the local convenience store in tiny Fort Lupton, where they'd walk to buy chili and cheese nachos. They ran into a group of girls from school, and Justin told her they didn't like him because he liked boys. I got so mad because she told me that they had said something to her or given her a look, Camacho says. I threw my makeup at them. It wasn't long after that Justin made another confession. One day, he came over to her house with girls' clothing and a tube of mascara. He changed out of his sweatpants and t-shirt and transformed into Angie. I loved her so much. I didn't care, Camacho says. I was like, hell yeah, if that's what you want to wear, let's wear it. At first, Justin kept Angie under wraps. At school, he was Justin, but after school, for a few precious hours, in the safety of his friends' homes, he was Angie, a name he picked simply because he liked it. He thought it sounded sexy to say Angelica in Spanish. People in Fort Lupton talked, but Camacho says it came to matter less and less. At around age 16, Angie began being Angie all of the time. Her makeup was the shit, Camacho says. It's like, you're a boy, I'm a girl, you do your makeup better than my ass. And your hair, oh my god, I hated her freaking hair. It took Angie 2.5 hours to do her hair. First, blow dry her long locks, straighten them, then curl the ends. She was equally meticulous about her clothes, which Camacho described as cute, tight, and little hoochie. Though she wasn't picky about brand names, if it wasn't good, she made it look good. And Angie always had to look good when she went out, whether it was to cruise up and down Federal Boulevard in Denver, listening to music and smoking cigarettes, or to dance at Tracks, a gay nightclub on Walnut Street. Angie and her friends went there most Thursdays and danced until their legs burned, Camacho says. It's the one-on-one time that Camacho misses the most. Like the time she and Angie had gave each other tattoos with India ink, or the time they tried to wax each other's legs. Oh my god, do not give us bleach, Camacho says. We go to the store and get some dye, and literally it was so bad. She tried to give me streaks. Oh no, I look like a freaking cheetah. I had spots all over my head. Angie was silly, Camacho says. Always telling jokes and talking crap. I'd say, at least I have boobs and I don't need socks, Camacho says. And she'd say, at least my boobs are perfect in these socks. Angie would sing along to Celine Dion to make her friends laugh, and she'd make up raps. She was constantly being funny. But she was also strong, toughened from the years of teasing. When she got hurt, she didn't really show it. Camacho remembers when they went together to enroll at Artistic Beauty College in Thornton to become cosmetologists. The instructors told Angie that at school, she'd have to eschew her makeup, pull her hair back, and go by Justin. When they said that she couldn't wear makeup, I was like, fuck that. Hell no, Camacho says. But she was like, it's okay, I still want to go to school. But Camacho could tell Angie was really hurt. They never spoke about it again, and they never went back. Instead, Angie continued babysitting her sister's 3 kids. She told friends that when the youngest, 3-year-old Diego, was old enough to go to school, she'd try again. She never got the chance. Every time I close my eyes, I can picture her looking at me, Camacho says. Sometimes I try not to think about her. She's never going to come back. I wanted to read that because I could relate to that so much. From being silly with friends, dyeing our hair and messing up our hair, roasting each other. Also, reading that helped me understand her struggles, especially of going to cosmetology school and being told that she couldn't go by Angie or wear makeup. I don't doubt for 1 second that that's what happened. It just breaks my heart that it did. Now I'm going to tell you what happened to Angie. I'm just going to read off of what I read from westword.com because that's where I got most of my information from, and they told the story best. Alan spent 3 days with Angie, and on the 3rd day, Angie went to go babysit her sister Monica's 3 kids. After that, according to court testimony, Angie stopped by a friend's house in Greeley. She told her friend there was an old guy staying with her, and that she was gonna get him to help her pay her bills. Then she said she was gonna kick him out. Alan spent the day alone in Angie's apartment. He later told police that he began to grow suspicious of Angie's gender after looking at some photographs that she decorated neat in her living room. That night, he said he confronted her about it. I'm all woman, Angie told him. Alan asked Angie to prove it. She refused, so he did it himself, grabbing her crotch. He felt a penis, he later told police. and reacted by beating her with his fist until she fell down. Then he grabbed a fire extinguisher from the kitchen wall and hit her in the head twice. After that, he covered her with a blanket and began cleaning up. But Angie wasn't dead. Alan told police that he heard gurgling sounds from underneath the blanket and saw her struggling to sit up. So he hit her in the head with the fire extinguisher once more. Then he grabbed his stuff and fled. After that, Alan Ray Andrade was found guilty on April 23, 2009. The Zapata family gave a brief statement. I'm gonna play the clip, I'm gonna warn you. It's super sad. I was watching it last night when my boyfriend was playing video games, and I was trying to hold back my tears so bad. Like, I was just like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Out of nowhere, he looks at me and he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, and he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, it's just so sad. And I like started ugly crying, like straight up Kim K, ugly cry. So here it is.
Angie was my sister. She was a member of our family. We loved her very much, and we will miss her every day. Every day and every night, my mom has to deal with the great pain that she saw one of her babies being buried. An experience no parent should have to witness. Every day my siblings and I reach for the phone and realize we'll never hear her voice. There are times we call and try to get her advice and realize there's no answer anymore. A part of our family is missing, stolen from us. Angie was 18. Her life was just beginning. Angie was brave. She had guts, had courage, and was beautiful, was fun, and loving. She was our little sister. Throughout the past week and a half, we have watched as our sister Angie was lied about in this court. We watched angrily as defense presented an image of my sister that wasn't true. Their strategy, and make no mistake about it, it was bullying, tearing down my sister to make a monster look a bit better. It will not work. We want to make things clear. Angie was our sister, an aunt, and a daughter. Life was sometimes difficult for her. We learned along with her to understand that she was born a girl with a body that was wrong for her. We know Angie was one thing above all else, honest. It took such courage to be who she was. Life wasn't always easy, but she was so strong, and there is absolutely no reason to believe my sister was anything but strong and honest with everyone. This week we are deeply saddened and angry as we witnessed graphic details about the last few minutes of my sister's life. A big brother supposed to protect her. I got it. A big brother supposed to protect his little sister. It breaks my heart to think that there was nothing I could do. To protect my little sister. My sisters Monica and Ashley, when they saw what this monster had done to her, they wanted to hold her, to comfort her, to make her feel better. It's hard for them to realize that there was nothing they could have done. He stole something so precious from us. Only a monster can look at. A beautiful 18-year-old and beat her to death. This monster not only hit my sister, but continued to beat her head in over and over and over and over again until her head was crushed in. Then he left her there to die. He'll never understand how angry we are at him and how much he has hurt us. This past week and a half, we've seen attorneys working their hardest to seek justice for my sister. Our family wants to thank Rob Miller, Brandy Nieto, Detective Thorpe, Kelly Winters, Kelly Castillo, Crystal Middlestat of CAVP, Mindy Barton, and the GLBT Community Center of Colorado, Fred Sines of the Gill Foundation, and Adam Bass of GLAD, along with the entire Weld County District Attorney's Office, Ken Buck, for their support of our family and standing with us and standing with Angie. We are grateful that Colorado has tough laws that make it clear that attacking people because of anti-gender bias will be taken seriously. Targeting someone because she is transgender will be prosecuted aggressively in Weld County. This means a lot to our family. We are grateful that the laws are in place that they hate in place for hate crimes are wrong. In memory of Angie, we call on Colorado's leaders to pass a federal hate crime law to protect everyone. Justice was achieved for my sister today. The message was sent loud and clear that crimes targeting LGBT people will not be tolerated in Colorado, and specifically Weld County. We would ask everyone to remember my sister. Remember her like we do, as a beautiful, wonderful, precious teenager. She would want us to remember the happy times in her life, and together, and in Angie's memory, make the world a better place. We will always love you, Angie. And we will always miss you, mija. Thank you.
According to local media, 13 days after the crime, Alan was arrested in Thornton, Colorado, driving in Zapata's car, in possession of her purse, keys, and her credit card. According to an affidavit filed by police, he told investigators he thought he killed it. Lucky bastard, I'm so disgusted. Anyways, here's the judge's final words to Alan.
Defer many of my thoughts and comments that I would like to make because we still have outstanding charges against Mr. Andrade, and I still need to make findings of facts and conclusions of law with regard to the outstanding guilty verdicts and the habitual offense charges. But I will say, Mr. Andrade, that I hope as you're spending the remaining part of your life, your natural life, in the Department of Corrections without the ability to parole, that you every day think about the violence and the brutality that you caused on this fellow human being and the pain that you have caused not only your family but the family of Angie Zapata. And so the court is going to impose a life sentence in the Colorado Department of Corrections. That is, that you spend the remaining natural life in the Department of Corrections without the ability to parole. The court also is going to impose a $35 docket fee, a $163 victim compensation and victim assistance fee. The court is going to order that you submit to DNA testing as required by law and pay an associated fee of $128. There's a $5 court security fee, a $25 PD fee, and time payment fee. Let me also comment, I think it's important to comment on the professionalism of the attorneys in this case. I think all four attorneys were incredibly professional, and I really think you do your profession a service by acting the way you did. Let me also comment that everybody in the gallery acted very appropriately, and including the media. And there's been some criticism why I allow the media in the courtroom. And in my experience, quite frankly, I didn't really notice that you were here. And that's exactly what we expect. And so thank you very much for acting professionally. So we are in recess, and we'll see you on May 8th for the habitual phase.
To me, he doesn't look sorry. He looks like he's just thinking about how he's gonna do life. To me, he looks more annoyed or mad. But anyways, that's the story of Angie Zapata. I personally don't think I know anybody who was related to her, and I didn't know her personally. But then again, I told you Greeley's small, so I'm pretty sure after posting this, I'm gonna find out that I either know somebody that knows her or probably knows her family. I've lost a lot of loved ones in my past, and it's hard. But to lose somebody abruptly like that, especially like this, it just must be so hard. I can't even imagine the pain that Angie's friends and family had went through. I'm sorry if any of the family or friends see this and it opens up old wounds, but I feel like Angie's story needs to be told, and I think she needs to be heard, and I think she should never be forgotten. But anyways, thank you guys for listening. Let me know what you think. If there's anything rude that's gonna be directed towards Angie or her family, I will remove the comment and I will block you from my channel, so just a fair warning. Other than that, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any requests on any topics you want to hear next, I'll link my email down below and just send your requests there. Other than that, have a good day. Bye!